Hello. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Talha Shafiq and welcome to the Pakistan Veterinary Education. Today we are going to discuss the detailed anatomy of radius and ulna, which are bones of antebrachium region of forelimb. In this video, we are going to discuss very important joint, that is elbow joint, which is formed by the radius, ulna and the distal extremity of humerus. Before starting the video, if you are new on our channel, then please subscribe our channel for more informative videos. Antebrachium contains two bones, radius and ulna. This video is divided in two parts, part A and part B. In the part A, we will discuss about the radius. So radius is a main sport bearing bone in the antebrachium and it is shorter than ulna. As it is a long bone, so like other long bones, radius consists of two extremities, proximal extremity and distal extremity, and between proximal extremity and distal extremity, body is present. Proximally it forms elbow joint, while distally it forms carpal joint. Let's start from the proximal extremity of the radius. Proximal extremity contains head, neck and the radial tuberosity. Head is an oval shaped structure and contains fovea capitis and articular circumference. If we see the fovea capitis from the proximal view, fovea capitis is depressed articular surface that articulates with the capitulum of the humerus. So if you define the fovea is a small depressed area, and this small depressed area articulates with the capitulum of the humerus. That's why it is called fovea capitis. Caudal side of the proximal extremity, a smooth osseous band is present that is called articular circumference. This articular circumference articulates with the radial notch of the ulna. Articular circumference is longer than the radial notch of the ulna, so limited amount of the rotation is possible in the antebrachium, especially in case of dogs and cats. So the next structure is bulbus eminence. Bulbus eminence is present on the lateral side, on which though there is no muscular attachment and the articulation. Just supinator muscle passes over it, and a sesamoid bone is associated with this supinator muscle at this site. Here on just below the neck, on cardomedial side, radial tuberosity is present. It is variable in size and depends upon the breed. And brachialis muscle inserts over here, which comes from the humerus. On lateral side, above the radial tuberosity, a large eminence is present where lateral ligament of elbow attaches. So the next part of the radius is body or shaft, which is very important regarding the muscular attachment. If you look at the body, you can see that it is compressed, so it has two surfaces, cranial surface and the caudal surface. These two surfaces are surrounded by two sides, lateral side and medial side. If you look at the cranial surface, you will observe that cranial surface is convex and smooth, while the caudal surface is concave and rough. As I discussed that body is very important regarding the muscular attachment, so let's talk about the muscular attachment on the body. Here from the cranial side, proximal and the middle third part of on the medial side, pronator teres muscle inserts over here. And proximal to the insertion of pronator teres muscle, supinator muscle inserts. As we have seen that caudal surface is rough, which is divided into two flat areas by interosseous border. This interosseous border divides the caudal surface in 2/3 medial part and the 1/3 lateral part. The 2/3 medial part provides the surface for the attachment of pronator quadratus muscle, and the 1/3 lateral part, which is heavy short interosseous ligament that unite the radius and the ulna, attaches to this raised roughed area. Heavy short interosseous ligament that unite the radius and ulna attaches to this raised roughened area. as you see that on the caudal border a nutrient foramen is present, which is proximal to the middle of the body. So the next part of the radius is distal extremity. It is also called trochlea of the radius. Cranially it contains three grooves, then carpal articular surface, styloid process and the ulnar notch. First, the carpal articular surface, as the name indicates that this surface articulates with the carpal bones. The intermediate radial carpal bone articulates with it and somewhat with the ulnar carpal bone. Next structure is styloid process. Styloid process of the radius is present on the medial side. So here on the medial side, ligament of the carpal joint attaches. On the side, ulnar notch is present. This ulnar notch articulates with the ulna. So the articular circumference of the ulna attaches here. Now let's talk about three grooves on the cranial side of the trochlea. Basically these groove lodges different tendon. First one is medial groove. That is short and oblique and lodges tendon of the abductor digiti longus. Next groove is middle groove, which is comparatively large and lodges tendon of extensor carpi radialis. And the third one is lateral groove and it lodges tendon of common digital extensor. These extensor carpi radialis and common digital extensor comes from the extensor epicondyle of the humerus. So this is radius. If you have not seen the previous video that is regarding about the humerus of dog, so must watch it, as many muscles and tendons come from the humerus. Inshallah, Allah will be discussed in the part B of the video.